Hey everybody, so this is a couple of tents that are kind of narrowed down to. I have a couple of other tents, but they're not even in question for going on a long hike. So this one is the Nemo Hornet 2, and this over here is the Lunar Solo, which is a 6 Moon Designs Lunar Solo. Of course, you can see the Nemo right there. 6 Moon Designs Lunar Solo. This one is all that seam sealing that I did myself on it. I'll probably do some more this year. I've taken this one out a couple of times, a few times actually, overnighters, and I've gone about I'm guessing max 30-mile-an-hour winds, and I handled them pretty well. This one I have not taken out. It's relatively new. It's not new in time. I got it during the major part of the pandemic and couldn't do anything. It is also kind of a newer model. As you can see, this right here, I haven't tried this out yet, but this lifts up right here, and then that goes in there. I have a Nemo tensor insulated inside this tent. So first thoughts when I do a comparison of these two. So I said I haven't backpacked with the Nemo. I have, however, done so at home. And my first thoughts about these two is that the Nemo right here is you have to get used to setting it up a little more. It has a couple of nice things to it, but as my wife Olivia, Olive Oil, she was stating that this one takes a lot more work. This over here, guy lines, you can tighten up how you want. It has this part which under there, these things right here, they help open up a little bit. On the, I don't know if you call it the back side or the front side, but I think this is called the back side, where the kind of a wind tunnel comes in. They have this little setup here where the fly, let me see if I can, this fly here clips onto the body down here. They call it a jake. It's just a little hook that snaps on, that's all it is. Same thing back over here, and there's nothing in here in the middle. And of course, I misplaced one of the tent spikes, so I have a make do here piece of wood that works just fine, but I'll find the other one. On the inside of this Nemo, and I'm just going to push this back. You can wrap around and hold it in place here, just curl this, but I'm not going to do that right now. It has this little line here that hooks up to the fly, and this opens it up a little bit. And the back side is just the tent stake. And over here on this side, there is no jake loops or anything like that. It's just a standard guy lines that you put in place, as well as the front middle and also the other side. It has 2 vestibules. If we go on the inside, and I'm not going to do a full tour of the inside, it's just a little comparison, quick comparison. Right there you can see little bag has one also on this side, and it has one up on top. Apart from that, there really isn't much else. It does go up kind of high for some privacy. Now I'm going to go over to the Lunar Solo. The Lunar Solo is such an easy tent to set up. Unlike this one, it takes a little bit more work, but once you get used to it, you know, like anything else, once you get used to it, it's fine. The Lunar Solo, it's a very practical tent. It is not a freestanding tent, nor is this one here. This one is a semi-freestanding tent, though, because these parts over here, they have to be down here. They have to be staked out. Otherwise, it's going to collapse. You can still sleep in it in an emergency type of situation, but it's semi-free. Well, this one here is completely non-freestanding. You have to have staked down ends, otherwise it won't work. And then, of course, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 stakes over there. The back, as you can see down here, it covers up pretty good. This one here I've had, as I stated, right around 30-mile-an-hour winds, wind gusts. I've had it in the snow, more like a thick ice than snow. I've had it in the rain, I've had it in the wind, and it has held up very well. Has a little vent right there. Now, if there is one thing that I want to mention about this tent, here I'm playing with it. This one is not the nylon version. This one also rolls up, but I'm not going to finagle with it too much. It has a little loop there for this thing to go in. This one here has plenty of room inside, just like the other one. My wife says it's a 2-person tent. I think it's more of a 1-person, but 2-person can definitely fit in it. I've seen 3 people, 2 with the head on one side and 1 with the head on the other side. This one only has 1 pocket down here. It has a loop inside where you can hang something down from. This is a very practical tent. Neither of these, or any tent as far as I'm concerned, should you have on an angle, because you will slide down. This polyester floor is very much like that. You set up this trekking pole or a pole specifically for this that you can get from 6 Moons Design, and put it at 49 inches. I put a little hole right there because when you sleep at night, and if it is a little bit of an angle, this pole will want to pull out this way. When it does that, it will bring the top that way, and when it does that, this back part sags. And if you have any kind of condensation or anything like that inside, you can get stuff wet. So just a tip that I found: make a little hole. Okay. Yeah, this is not a how-to set up video or anything like that. Just a quick comparison of the two. Which one do I like better? I like both of them. If I'm going to do a through hike of the Pacific Crest Trail, for example, I think this tent here will be my go-to up to the Sierra, and then I'll have this one send up for the Sierra and above. That's my original thoughts, but I know some people that have used this Lunar Solo for everything. At this particular time, I'm not sure. I just wanted to show a little quick comparison. Not giving any data like how many inches or anything like that. Those are readily available online, and I think that it's a toss-up between which one I think would be a better way to go with. If I was to only have one tent, I think I would probably make it the Lunar Solo. But there is a lot to be said about a freestanding or even a semi-freestanding tent. So there's both of them right there. Like I said, it's not a thorough, in-depth comparison. It's just a quick comparison. Water getting inside the Lunar Solo, that can happen with any tent. It happened with my quarter dome 2 tent a little bit one time when it was very wet. But this one here tends to raise up a little bit more on the bottom, and you probably have less chance of getting water inside of it. The Lunar Solo, you do have to have it seam sealed at the factory, pay an additional price, or do it yourself as I did. And I really don't care too much about looks, I just care about practicality. So they're both a couple of wonderful tents, in my opinion. This one I slept several times with it just open here, and actually that one you can see the whole side open. You feel really exposed to the elements, but at the same time I got that feeling of I don't know if I should call it freedom, but yeah, freedom to just almost like if I was out in the open. This one here, you're not going to get the same thing. Even though I haven't taken it overnighters, I have gone inside of it, and you can do overnighters in your home. And this one here, I did not get that feeling. It's more of an enclosed feeling, not claustrophobic at all for me. The Lunar Solo, really, once you open those two front panels or tent curtains, whatever you want to call them, from the vestibule, you really feel open up to the elements. It feels really good. So here they are. Okay.